Thanks, listeners, for joining us for today's Wellness Wednesday segment, brought to you by Vitality Integrated Programs of Elko. They're located in the Bluffs Avenue, Suites 100 and 200, 775-777-VIPS. And today's segment is focused on transportation and the availability of Get My Ride, Greater Elko Area Transit. And we're so pleased to welcome back in studio Kayla Hopkins. Kayla is the Elko County Transit Management Coordinator. Welcome. It's great to see your smiling face, Kayla.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Well, you inspire a lot of people and you give them confidence and courage, because sometimes it's not easy to ask for help when you need transportation, right, Kayla?
Absolutely. That is one thing that we're seeing, more people are needing our services, and so that's what we want to do.
Yeah, we spoke recently with some of your counterparts in social services and the public guardian, and that office, again, is another office that's really passionate about what they do. And so thank you, Kayla, for coming on behalf of Wellness Wednesday and the Vitality programs. Let's talk about the emphasis of today's program, and that's reaching out to our veterans.
Yes. So we actually receive a grant that allows us to transport veterans for free. So any veteran in Elko County that needs rides to medical, even if it's to the grocery store, we can transport them for free. And so that's really exciting that we're able to do that.
Absolutely. And I see here that this also extends to veterans and their families. So if a family member needs to come along and assist?
Yes. So if they do need that assistance, we can definitely accommodate that.
So if a veteran, say, has a disability, Kayla, can Get My Ride accommodate that?
Yes, absolutely. All of our vehicles are ADA compliant. So whether they're in a wheelchair, they have a walker, or they just need a little extra help from their door to the bus, that's what the drivers are for.
And speaking of drivers, those are another group of passionate people, right? Tell
Absolutely.
us about some of your drivers and how they interact with veterans.
Oh my goodness. So my drivers are really amazing, and they do love what they do. They're trained, highly trained, so that they can do, the proper tie downs of wheelchairs. And they really are amazing. And as far as their interaction with the passengers goes, our passengers just adore our drivers, and it's really fun to see that. And when I get to go out and meet the passengers in person, I only hear good things about the drivers.
Yep, it's freedom on wheels, Elko County's public transportation. And to think that we haven't always had Get My Ride, but it's a special occasion to really celebrate Get My Ride. And Kayla, thank you. When we come back on Wellness Wednesday, we'll talk more about how we can help continue to honor those who have served in our community with Elko County's Get My Ride. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us for our Wellness Wednesday segment, brought to you by Vitality Integrated Programs of Elko. Our certified community behavioral health center, Kayla Hopkins, is our guest in studio, and she is the Elko County Transit Management Coordinator for Get My Ride, Greater Elko Transit. That means a way to get to and from, Kayla. And in our first segment, we talked about how veterans get to ride for free, and now we want to make sure people understand how to schedule those rides.
Absolutely. So we actually have a few different ways that you can schedule rides. The main way is to give us a call, 775-777-1428. It'll put you through in a queue, and then you just wait, and the first available dispatcher will pick up. If you don't like to call, which some people don't, we actually have a text messaging number, which is 775-557-7885. And you can text anytime, you can call anytime and leave a voicemail, but the dispatchers are live 8 to 5. And then we also have an email address, which is elkotransit4, which is the number 4, so elkotransit4@gmail.com.
So those are super easy ways to get more information, and you can go to the Elko County website, elkocountynv.net. And you'll find an online brochure, and that talks more about the services. A lot of people are using Greater Elko Transit, Get My Ride, not just our veterans or our senior citizens, but there's some students and some other people who just choose not to drive, right, Kayla?
Absolutely. In Elko, most people know that there's that 2-mile radius where if they're within that 2 miles, the students don't qualify for transportation through the school district. So we pick up a lot of that. So we have quite a few students that ride to and from school. Both of my children ride to school, so that's been nice. And then we have an abundance of seniors that ride. So.
In fact, we talk to Matt McCarty regularly. He comes on once a month, and he's, of course, the director of the Terrace at Ruby View. Kayla's nodding and smiling. And you guys are all part of a great big community, right, of people that are in service.
Yes. We have a great relationship with the Senior Center. We're able to just get in contact with them to let them know what's going on. This winter has been really challenging. We've shut down service. The Senior Center has shut down service, and luckily it's always on the same day.
That is really important to make sure that coincides. So again, if you need more information about Greater Elko Transit, known as Get My Ride, Elko County's public transportation, it's door-to-door service, but you need to call to get started on that. You can call 775-777-1428. You can also text dispatch 775-557-7885 or email. Find all this information online at elkocountynv.net. We'll be back with more Wellness Wednesday. Thank you for listening to Wellness Wednesday. Today's topic is a very important one, and that's about connecting to services in our community. And some people just can't do that if they don't have transportation. Well, guess what? You do have transportation if you live right here in Elko County. Kayla Hopkins is our guest today. She's the Elko County Transit Management Coordinator, and she's helping schedule rides for Get My Ride, Elko County's public transportation. And you have some fantastic news, especially for people needing to make those long-distance trips for, say, medical services.
Yes. So, and this is for veterans. Unfortunately, right around the time that COVID hit, we lost our DAV van driver. So there was no way to get veterans from Elko County to Salt Lake City to go to the VA medical clinic or hospital. They actually have hired a couple of drivers, so that is back up and running. So that is really exciting, and what they've got a whole entire schedule planned out. It does consist of having to stay in Salt Lake for a night, but they do all of that for you. But we can get you to that van, and then as soon as you get back into town, we'll take you back home.
Really? So you'll have an overnight in Salt Lake City, but they help you with transportation and even lodging and meals?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's great. Mm-hmm. So you can find the Disabled American Veteran Services, the DAV van?
Yep.
Through Get My Ride?
Yes. If you have any questions, go ahead and give us a call, and we will point you to the right direction and who you need to contact. I've been working really closely with their mobility manager up there, so it's really nice to finally have this service back in Elko.
Well, Kayla, thank you for working with that mobility manager, because as we're finding out in rural Nevada, often there are resources, but if we don't make those connections and we don't follow through, then things fall through the cracks. Mm-hmm. And we let our citizens down. But now we are up and running again. Veteran transportation services in particular on Get My Ride, absolutely free. Disabled American veterans, also free services?
It is, yes.
That is great news. So that will connect you to those life-saving medical treatments that some of our listeners may need. Friends and family, they can also call and kind of get this started, right? Because people can feel overwhelmed, right, Kayla?
Absolutely, yeah. It can be a lot, and that's what we're here for. My dispatchers do an amazing job of, walking you through that process and whatever we can do to help. And if you need one of your family members to help out, we're more than happy to work with them.
Oh, thank you so much, Kayla. Our guest today, on behalf of Wellness Wednesday, the Certified Community Behavioral Health Center's VIPs in Elko, is Kayla Hopkins. And when we come back, we'll again remind our listeners of how you can get a ride on Get My Ride, whether you're a student or a senior. And the best way to do that is to arrange in advance. We'll have more on this topic when Wellness Wednesday continues here on KELK. Thank you, listeners, for joining us for Wellness Wednesday today. We are so pleased to feature our guest in studio on behalf of Get My Ride, Elko County's Public Transportation Transit Management Coordinator, Kayla Hopkins. And Kayla, what a great service Elko County provides, and of course that you're helping to coordinate all your amazing drivers and all the people that help in the office and all the people that you interact with. And you have great news about expanding services of Get My Ride. After all, it is an Elko County service.
Yes, so we actually set up, it's limited service from Jackpot to Twin Falls. So 2 days a week that bus runs. So one day they're going from Jackpot to Twin Falls and it's open to the public. And then the other day they're usually staying in the Jackpot area, getting them to the senior center, whatever they need to do in town. But that was really exciting to get that up and running. The driver that we've hired for that she's amazing. And I can't tell you, like, the passengers in Jackpot just love her.
Oh, and that's really an important part of making this connection. It's hard for people to ask for help. They love where they live, usually, but on limited resources. When you have to reach out and say, hey, I'm a disabled American veteran or a senior citizen or even a student, or, our family we choose not to afford a car because that stuff's expensive. Look at the price of gas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can get my ride to not only to and from Jackpot Twin Falls, but some of these other outlying communities?
Yeah, so we service Elko, Spring Creek, Lamoille, and we do have limited service to Rindon, Osino, Wells, as well as Carlin.
All right. And is there anybody who can't get my ride?
Nope.
It's open to everybody.
Yep, it's open to everybody.
That is super cool. And again, talking with Kayla, the best way to access all this information, to make arrangements for your ride, would you say to go online first?
If you're inclined to do that, yes, that'll give you most of the information. But the the dispatchers have all of that information. We're located at 1750 Manzanita Lane, Suite 2, behind Wendy's. You're always welcome to stop by. We've got brochures in the office. We have cards, whatever you need.
You're super friendly too. Yes.
Yeah, and our office is really cute and friendly. So,
yes.
And I have tortoises if you want to see them.
Oh, that's great. Oh, wait a minute. You have a transportation service and you have tortoises?
I do. I have two of
That's
them.
amazing. So who's faster? No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Sometimes it's questionable.
Yeah, that's right, depending on the weather. But obviously, a lot of passion and spirit and heart goes into this kind of a service. Thanks again to Elko County commissioners and taxpayers and the federal government, all the different entities that lend to this program to make sure that, because you're serving thousands of people.
Yeah, and we couldn't do it without the support of all of those people.
Well, Kayla, we couldn't do any of this without your coordination. So thanks for coming on the radio today.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate Kayla Hopkins. She is Elko County's Transit Management Coordinator. And on behalf of Wellness Wednesday, our CCBHC Behavioral Health Centers, call the VIPs if you or someone you love needs help. 775-777-8477.